reaching people who were transit deprived have always been a huge goal for us. That's our whole goal. But also, a lot of people that do have a disability struggle even more to find transit services that can accommodate them. And we can.
Yeah.
And we do.
Hello, everybody. Sherry Eccles here again. I'm here today with Wendy Weedon for the Operation Successful Transition podcast today. Wendy works with Brazos Transit District. That's kind of the public transportation here in Bryan College Station. And I learned about some of the things that they do just the other day when I ran into her at the VSO office, the new VSO office, which is in the old bus terminal, right? So I wanted to share with you a little bit about what they do for our community and in particular with veterans. So if you would take it away and start, tell us about the services that you provide for the community and for veterans in particular.
Great. So again, I'm Wendy Weedon. I am the Deputy CEO for Brazos Transit District. I've worked here for 17 years, and Brazos Transit District is the general public transportation provider for 20 counties here in the state of Texas, and Brazos County happens to be one of them. We've been around since 1974. It started out as small transit vans. Definitely, we started out as rural, and we are still rural except for the Bryan College Station area. This area, we're large urban, and we have several fixed route systems in our other areas, as well as demand response, ADA paratransit services, and we do serve a lot of veterans.
Yeah.
They're one of our most
Sorry.
really. No, go ahead.
I
Sorry.
goofed when I said just Bryan College Station. I know you said you were in other counties the other day, so my mistake.
I happen to have a map right here.
Oh, look at that. How handy.
A lot of counties that we serve.
Yeah, that's a far reach.
It is a far reach.
So in those kind of rural, it's a hard word, rural areas, you will like pick people up and bring them to town for medical appointments, that kind of thing. Or you were talking about doing basically picking them up at their door to bring them.
So our demand response service is a curb to curb service. But basically it'll pick you up at your front door or someone else's front door if that is where your origin is, and deliver you to your destination. Some counties we do go out of the county to other areas. In some counties we only stay within the county. And all that is listed out on our website, which is td.org.
Okay, we'll put that in the description as well.
Okay, yes. So, and we have anywhere around our fixed route services, we have ADA paratransit service, which is a complimentary, not meaning free, but complements the fixed route service. If a person has a disability that prevents them from accessing the fixed route due to that disability, then they are automatically eligible for paratransit services. And so fixed route services have to have that with it as well.
Okay. Okay. And so this is way cheaper than trying to use the car services, right?
Yes, it's way cheaper than Uber and Lyft. Our service is a fixed fare, and it's $3.50 each way.
Right.
Some people only go one way, some people go round trip. If you cross a county line, I think it adds $1. I don't know. Don't quote me on it. I'd have to look it up. But I think it adds $1, so it would be $4.50 each way. And not only is it cheaper, more affordable on fares, but also compliance and regulation. We are regulated a lot more heavily than Uber and Lyft drivers or a regular taxi driver. Our requirements, training, safety goes far beyond anything that they may be required to do.
Right. So, I mean, going to the doctor is one reason I can think of that people would need this, but like if they were using it to go to the grocery store, for example, that would still be something they could do the door to door. And like, how often do those buses run? Is it like on a set schedule or, how does that work?
So I'm glad you bring that up. Our being a public transit provider means that we cannot decide what our passengers, customers use our services for. It is for any person any reason. You can use it to go get your hair done, go to the movies, the library, a date. Who knows? It's up to you. That's your business, what you use it for. And it is accessible to everybody. So our fixed routes services, which around Bryan College Station are the bigger buses, they kind of look like this. Those go the same route every hour on the hour. If we had an abundance of funding, we would have, 4 or 5 buses run that same route every hour on the hour. So you could have quicker turnaround time. But as it is, we do what we can with what we have. And then our smaller buses that you might see around town or out, you'll see us all over the state, to be honest. But those are our demand response vehicles, and they're based on a scheduling. So it depends on what the schedule is. You can schedule it. And we start serving, I think, at 6 a.m. and we go to 6 or 7 p.m. at night on that, Monday through Friday, and we are closed on holidays. Again, we stretch it out as much as we can with the funding available, but we do what we can.
Yeah. Yeah. So we were talking about this in Pam's office, the new VSO's office. Are there, like military discounts or anything like that? Or it's all still pretty inexpensive, really?
So there are not, but there are senior discounts, and we have for our fixed routes and for paratransit services. If you're qualify through that for that, there's a slight discount for that. And then we have what we call a D pass for our fixed routes. It's a disability pass.
Okay.
So we offer those discounts. And I will say the fares that we charge don't support what it takes to provide the service.
Yeah, it is really inexpensive.
Yes. Federal Transit Administration and TxDOT require that as a public transit provider, they require that we charge a fare. And so we have tried to be industry standard on our price, and our fare rates have to be approved by our board of directors.
Okay.
And we haven't had a fare increase in a while.
Yeah. Can you explain? I'm sure if you are using para, you would know what that means, but what does the para mean for the rest of us?
So I say demand response and paratransit. Honestly, they're exact same kind of service. If you receive those services, you're going to receive the same service. If one of you is paratransit and one of you is DNR, it's going to look the same. What para means is that if you live or are within a 3/4 of a mile of a fixed route system, but your disability, for whatever reason, whatever it may be, prohibits you from being able to access that fixed route system fair and equitably, then you're available and eligible for paratransit services. And people who are eligible for ADA paratransit services, you have a little bit more leeway. Like you can schedule your trips day before and they can't be denied, or just stuff like that. You can request that you get assistance from your door to the bus, and we will do what we can to accommodate. Our drivers, no matter what services they do or provide, none of our staff are allowed to cross a threshold of any door, whether it be residential or business. And that's for the safety of everybody involved.
Right. Yeah.
And our drivers are allowed to assist as long as it doesn't provide a safety hazard for the passenger or themselves.
Right.
And that's what basically you get with paratransit services.
That's a good explanation, and it makes good sense to protect everybody. You did say all of the vehicles are accessible, right? They're all handicap accessible, or
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Every vehicle that we purchase for providing transit services are ADA accessible. It is now a requirement from the state and FTA, but all of our vehicles were ADA accessible before that was a federal requirement.
Yeah, from the very beginning, right? Yeah.
From the very beginning.
Nice.
Reaching people who were transit deprived have always been a huge goal for us. That's our whole goal. But also, a lot of people that do have a disability struggle even more to find transit services that can accommodate them. And we can,
Yeah.
and we do.
All right. So this is amazing and awesome. And you explained so much more than I ever knew about the bus that I see going up and down Texas Avenue. I didn't have any idea about the reach that you had. And it's amazing to know that if you need it, really need it, you can get it door to door and get some help
Absolutely.
getting around. And you mentioned that there were cases where people were getting taken advantage of for rides and, exorbitant expenses and things like that. So this will be something that keeps independence going for a little bit
I see it a lot, especially in some of our
longer.
very rural areas where, it might be neighbors, friends, or relatives that are just overcharging family members or whoever it is, you know, $40 and I'll take you to the pharmacy. And that is wild.
Yeah.
And so I'm all about spreading the info that you're not stuck at home. You do have your independence. You can still go do things and live a good quality life.
Good deal. So, some people may not have computers or access to the website, but we will post the phone number that you need to buy a pass. Would they buy a pass then, or would they pay like just per trip?
So if you're riding on fixed route, you can pay, well, any of our services, you can pay cash. You can purchase passes. And if you're riding our fixed route, you can just find where you need to go. There is a place where you can put in your address and it'll tell you the nearest fixed route here. If you don't have access to a computer, you can always call and our staff will help you figure that out. We also have travel training available. So if you're nervous or unsure about how to access our fixed route system, we'll send staff out to help you learn how to do it. It's really,
That's nice.
yeah. And then our demand response or paratransit services, there you call our dispatch office and you get registered. It takes just a few minutes. And then once you're registered and they have your address geocoded, then you can start booking trips with them immediately. And there you can pay for your trips in advance with a credit card and we don't save your number. Or you can purchase a pass or pay cash whenever you get on the bus. But all of our operators do not carry change. None of them carry change. So you have to have exact change or you just made a donation to the agency. So we do warn people about that. And all tickets and passes do not expire no matter how long you have them.
Okay, well, that's great information. Is there something I'm forgetting to ask? Is there some other thing that we need to let people know about?
It is a shared ride. So you may get lucky and be the only one on for demand response paratransit, but most likely there will be other people and they're all going about their business, doing their thing. We have a lot of people that use it to get to work, to and from work, and all kinds of things. So the other thing, it's exciting, you wouldn't have known about it, but we are in the process of getting electronic fare system. So you'd be able to use your credit card or debit card when you board.
No more.
Purchase credits in advance and just
Right.
cha-ching.
Yeah,
So
that's nice. That's really
it
nice.
is.
Very
We're excited
convenient.
about it.
Well, this is awesome, awesome, awesome information. And uh yeah, we talked about it the convenience for the veterans. One thing is that the buses will bring them right to the new office. That's the
Yeah,
stop is like right outside the door. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else that we talked about the other day that needs to be shared here, but I know people used to worry about leaving the appointment with Pam in time to get to the bus stop, but now it's just right outside the door. So
it is
super
right outside the
convenient.
door. And if for some reason they miss it, they can sit in the air conditioner and
Right.
wait for it to come right back outside in front of their window. I
Yeah.
am so excited that the county made the decision to put them there. It's the perfect scenario for everybody involved.
Oh, absolutely. With those parking spots reserved right there. Speaking of, accessible ADA's things, man, how convenient that is for everybody. And if you're parking in the garage with your own vehicle, then you get your parking, what do they call that? She'll
Validated.
validate your ticket. Yeah, validate your
Yes.
ticket.
Yes.
So very convenient for everybody. And there's a lot more space there, a big waiting room with lots of chairs. So you don't have to stand in line waiting and listen to Ben. So,
Absolutely. Or in the heat.
right. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It's crazy. Well, thank you for coming today and talking to us,
You're so welcome. Thank you
explaining
for
how your
having us
system works.
on. Yes.
Sorry.
So thank you for having us on.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Maybe we'll do a bus tour video someday. That would be fun.
I'd love to. I'd love to.
You
And
can
we never
show
miss
us
an
some of
opportunity to nerd out about transit and tell you all the
right?
things. We live for that. So thank you for having us. And yeah,
Very cool.
just another thing is there are so many things that as a transit provider we are able to do. We do have some restrictions. We have a lot of restrictions, realistically, a lot of red tape, but you never know if there's something you need that is just not being met within this community and it somehow revolves around some sort of transportation. I mean, just feel free to reach out and say, hey, is this an option? You never know. We're not
Right.
afraid to say no if it's something that we can't do, but there are things that are outside the box of what people think we are capable of.
Right.
So bridging the gap of transportation needs is one of our biggest challenges that we strive to meet.
Right.
Feel
And
free to ask.
chances are, if you're having some kind of problem that isn't offered already on top, chances are somebody else is too. And it may be just a great idea and an opportunity for the transit district to implement for everybody.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Good deal. Well, thanks again.
Thank you, Sherry. Have a good day.
You too.